Good morning, members. Wonderful day at Mona Vale Golf Club. Today we're doing a short segment on rules and in particular what part of the course you may be on and how to progress play on that part of the course. The rules are quite complex these days. As an example, this is the rule book from 1912 from Nowra Golf Club. This is the current rule book we have reference to in 2019. So we're going to try and simplify that. If you refer to Rule 2 in the current R&A book, it talks about the boundaries and the different areas on the course. Everything inside the boundaries of the course is called the general area. But within that general area, there are four specific areas. We have the teeing area of the hole that you're playing on, the penalty areas, the green that you're playing that's on the hole that you're playing on, and the bunkers. The rules that apply to these specific areas may be different from how you would progress to play in the general area. Areas on the course are within play, areas out of the course are called out of bounds. To be clear, you cannot be in two areas of the course, or your ball cannot be in two areas of the course. It's either in the general area or one of the specific areas. So if you have a situation where you're having some trouble deciding where those boundaries are, we have the use of lines. So for a penalty area, we have a red line. For a ground under repair area, we have a white line. And out of bounds is marked by pegs or a blue line. We use the lines to clarify or delineate the difference between the general area and the specific area. So for example, here with the penalty area, we have a red line marking that area, and if the ball, as an example here, is closer to the fairway and not in the penalty area, that's clearly in play. This ball to my right is inside the penalty area, it is clearly in the penalty area. However, on occasions, your ball might be sitting half on or fully on that red line. In this situation, the ball is in the specific area as opposed to the general area. In other words, in this example, it is in the hazard and should be treated as such. The same would go for the other specific areas of the course. Rule 2 talks about a sequence on deciding where your ball is. If it's in between the general area and the specific areas, there's an order. The rules regarding playing the ball in the penalty area have been relaxed a lot since 2019 modifications. I'm not going to go into that, but in other areas there are significant differences in how you should progress to play. Rule 2 also talks about how to play or proceed if you find yourself in this situation where your ball is on a margin between two specific areas. At Mona Vale, we have not got this situation, but occasionally you may find it in the course, and there's a hierarchy in which area that the ball lies in. Number 1 is the penalty area, number 2 is the bunker, and number 3 is the water. So our recent discussion on the boundaries between the general area and the penalty area brings up what we do for out of bounds. Now, out of bounds on our golf course have a mix of boundaries. We have black and white pegs, we have blue lines, for example, on the 9th fairway along the creek, and we also have fences. So, to cover the situation, what to do with the black and white posts, we can see the two balls here again placed. We have one that appears to be in bounds and one that appears to be out of bounds. The way to assess that is to line up the posts and see, when you're looking along the line of the two posts, where the ball is in relation to that line. The ball here is clearly inbounds, the ball there is clearly out of bounds. If you would prefer, you can use the post along in that area. So where the ball appears to be close to or on this imaginary line, it becomes more difficult. In this situation, I would strongly recommend you get your playing partner or scorer to stand on one post while you stand on another, and you come to agreement where your ball is in relation to that line. In theory, the inside or the fairway side of the post is inbounds, and if the ball appears to be on a line, imaginary line between the posts or out, it is out of bounds. And I'll clarify that when we go to the section of out of bounds marked by the blue lines on our course. Okay, so now we have a situation where we've got out of bounds marked by a blue line. There's no pegs here. This is on the 9th fairway. We have a creek, which is out of bounds, and we're encouraging people not to go towards the bowling green. And we've got the fairway, which is inbounds. Here, this ball is clearly on the fairway side, which is inbounds. This ball is clearly out of bounds. And to progress and play from there, if you haven't played a provisional, you'd have to go back and play your shot again from the tee. Now, what if the ball is on or adjacent to the blue line? Here's the situation. We have a ball that is on the blue line. Is that inbounds or is that out of bounds? Well, for those of you who said that's out of bounds, you are correct. However, if the ball is half on and half on the fairway, or the general area, I should say, this is actually inbounds. This is different from what I told you on the specific areas, such as the penalty area. The penalty area half on, half off is in the penalty area. But for out of bounds, the half on, half off is in play in the general area. If you wish to play a shot, or your next shot is from that area, you may stand out of bounds to play that shot. No problem with that at all. But it's important to know that this is inbounds, and on the line or over there is out of bounds. Now members, we're also going to see other areas with coloured paint around the course, and a specific example of this is where damaged turf or worn areas are marked as GUR, that's ground under repair. That's one of the forms of abnormal course conditions. And if you're where I'm standing, I'm in a circular boundary, which you can see quite clearly there. It goes up along this path, well, what was a path, that's the problem. And I'm in GUR. So you get a free relief from this particular piece of ground. So this ball, which has been hit off the tee on the 5th fairway, this ball is clearly not in GUR. Okay? If it was sitting in here, it would be clearly in GUR. Now, you can play the ball from this position if you wish, okay? But if it was in his position, you'd be quite happy that you got free relief. So, again, the boundary becomes difficult, and although this is a skinny line, the same principle applies. Is this ball in GUR or not? Because if it's sitting there, it's only a centimetre or so, but that's not in GUR. This ball touches the line. If the line was thicker, I suspect it would be all on the line, and that's considered part of GUR. So like the penalty area, the white marking of GUR, if your ball touches the line, you are considered to be in GUR, and you have the option of taking a free drop. It's worthwhile noting that when you get an option of free relief, the amount of relief area is 1 club length. For penalty relief, such as a penalty area, it is 2 club lengths. Right, okay, so we might cover another area now called a no-play zone. Now, at Mona Vale, we have a no-play zone marked by white and blue stakes, at other places, and on occasions a no-play zone may be marked by a blue or other coloured line designated by the committee. No-play zones are there for the protection of, in this case, the staff where our green shed are, or alternatively, maybe from hazardous areas where you've got wild alligators and other fauna that may be dangerous to the players. So if you come across one of these stakes, no play zone is a compulsory drop. You cannot stand or hit your ball from a no play zone. You must go to a clearly marked drop zone as we have with this stake here. So the no play zones at Mona Vale to protect, in principle, the green shed area, and there are no play zones with free drop zone on the 6th hole, the 5th hole, on which I'm standing now, and the 7th hole to my right. Once you've determined which drop zone is relevant to that hole that you are playing, you go to that particular blue stake and you have one club length in which to drop your ball for free release. Okay, so I guess the summary, folks, is that there are lots and lines of and stakes on the golf course. I hope I've clarified what they are being used for. Just to summarise, if your ball is on or adjacent to a red penalty area line, you are considered to be in the penalty area. This is the same for GUR and also no play zone where relevant. The difference for the out of bounds is that if you are half on and half off a line, which is the easiest way of defining it, you are still in play. If you are on the line completely with blue on both sides, you are considered out of bounds. Thank you.